Welcome, enlightened souls. We are spiritual beings first. This means our capabilities go far beyond what you may think. As human beings we are trained to see limitations, but fifth-dimensional beings are different. They see, sense and feel beyond what is right in front of them. Because of this, fifth-dimensional beings have a calming sense about them as they view things from higher vibrational states, ones that contain frequencies of peace and love. Believe it or not, all human beings have this capability. The first step is understanding exactly what it means and how it can serve you. What are fifth-dimensional beings? 5D beings live in a multidimensional reality, known as the fifth dimension. This means they are able to oscillate themselves through the spiritual and physical world. They see the pain and suffering of what is happening here on the earth, yet they don't get sucked up by it. In other words, fifth-dimensional beings have embodied the ability to hold the light. This means they are less susceptible to fear. Instead, they rely on what is happening inside of themselves, energetically, as a barometer for how to navigate life on Earth. Fifth-dimensional beings on Earth are around you all the time even if you can't see them. They reside in another realm, where conflict, pain and hardship do not exist. While you might be inclined to see them as separate from you, I encourage you to see them as reflection of you. They remind us that we are loved beyond measure, our existence is on purpose, and by taking time to process what you feel, we will elevate our consciousness so that we can effortlessly live as one. Emotional processing. After working with hundreds of people and witnessing their growth and expansion, I have come to know healthy emotional processing as a quality of fifth-dimensional beings. Emotions are the gateway between heaven and earth. While expressing what you feel can be a way to help you through the human experience, it is not primary to the fifth-dimensional experience. Spiritual masters and icons such as Buddha, Jesus have taught us this. In other words, not everything needs to be worked out in the physical in order for it to be transformed. Through emotional processing you can elevate your spirit, and by doing so you produce vibrations that clear and transmute all forms of aberrant mental thoughts. It is our thoughts which keep us in them. Fifth-dimensional abilities. Fifth-dimensional beings have mastered the ability to hold energy, vibration, not just in their bodies but also as a universal being of light. As a result, fifth-dimensional beings provide a calming, stabilizing frequency on the planet which is essential to the ascension for all living beings and to the completion of suffering. Illusion of fear. Love and light are the only things that are real and true. Related reading. What is an emotional detox? Your emotions are the gateway. The emotional detox system teaches individuals how to process their emotions without rerunning the stories, narratives and beliefs which cause human beings to get stuck in the vibrations of fear. In 1905, Albert Einstein showed in his special theory of relativity that space is intimately connected to time via the cosmic speed limit of light, and so, strictly speaking, we live in a universe with 4 dimensions of space-time. For everyday purposes, however, we think of the universe in 3 dimensions of space: north-south, east-west, up-down, and 1 dimension of time, past-future. In that case, a 5th dimension would be an extra dimension of space. Such a dimension was proposed independently by physicists Oscar Klein and Theodore Kaluza in the 1920s. They were inspired by Einstein's theory of gravity, which showed that mass warped 4-dimensional spacetime. Since we're unable to perceive these 4 dimensions, we attribute motion in the presence of a massive body, such as a planet, not to this curvature but to a force of gravity. Could the other force known at the time, the electromagnetic force, be explained by the curvature of an extra dimension of space? Kaluza and Klein found it could. But since the electromagnetic force was 1,040 times stronger than gravity, the curvature of the extra dimension had to be so great that it was rolled out much smaller than an atom and would be impossible to notice. When a particle such as an electron traveled through space, invisible to us, it would be going round and round the 5th dimension, like a hamster in a wheel. Kaluza and Klein's 5-dimensional theory was dealt a serious blow by the discovery of 2 more fundamental forces that operated in the realm of the atomic nucleus, the strong and weak nuclear forces. But the idea that extra dimensions explain forces was revived half a century later by proponents of string theory, which views the fundamental building blocks of the universe not as particles, but tiny strings of mass energy. To mimic all 4 forces, the strings vibrate in 10-dimensional space-time, with 6 space dimensions rolled up far smaller than an atom. String theory gave rise to the idea that our universe might be a 3-dimensional island, or brain, floating in 10-dimensional space-time. This raised the intriguing possibility of explaining why gravity is so extraordinarily weak compared with the other 3 fundamental forces. While the forces are pinned to the brain, goes the idea, gravity leaks out into the 6 extra space dimensions, enormously diluting its strength on the brain. There is a way to have a bigger 5th dimension, which is curved in such a way that we don't see it, and this was suggested by the physicists Lisa Randall and Raman Sundaram in 1999. An extra space dimension might even explain one of the great cosmic mysteries, the identity of dark matter, the invisible stuff that appears to outweigh the visible stars and galaxies by a factor of 6. In 2021, a group of physicists from Johannes Gutenberg University in Mainz, Germany, proposed that the gravity of hitherto unknown particles propagating in a hidden 5th dimension could manifest itself in our 4-dimensional universe as the extra gravity we currently attribute to dark matter. Though an exciting possibility, it's worth pointing out that there's no shortage of possible candidates for dark matter, including subatomic particles known as axions, black holes and reverse time matter from the future. 3. Characteristics of what it means to be a 5th-dimensional being and why you would want to strive to attain such a state. To be a 5th-dimensional being means to have increased awareness and to operate in life from your soul essence. Your true self knows what it came to do in this lifetime. To embody the 5th dimension simply means to slow down and to act from your authentic whisperings. In doing so, you take part in shaping the next human civilization when peace and cooperation will reign, and when famine and money will no longer exist. I can understand why one today would be skeptical of even trying to be a 5th-dimensional being in what is still clearly a 3-dimensional world filled with the fear of corruption, false information and numerous injustices. I think it's safe to say, however, that everyone on the planet feels the paradigm shift happening where the status quo no longer serves us and we are all striving to ascend to a more evolved way of living and being. Who knows what will happen once we get the ball rolling? There is no telling with today's technology how exponentially fast or soon things can shift. Here are a few things that you can do today to put forth becoming a 5th-dimensional being and help in pushing forward this paradigm shift. Get in tune with the Schumann resonances. Everything in the universe is vibration. Schumann resonances are global electromagnetic resonances, generated and excited by lightning discharges in the cavity formed by the Earth's surface and the ionosphere. To some, it is considered the Earth's heartbeat, and like our own heartbeats, interior and exterior events affect it. Just like our body's electromagnetic field, if we vibrate with joy and harmony, so will the people around us and the planet. To get in tune with the Schumann resonances simply means to live in accordance with the laws of the universe. How do we do that? Increase awareness. Walk around barefoot in nature, spend time outside every day. Live according to the cycles, day/night, seasons. Lose track of time in a creative endeavor. Slow down and let synchronicities show you what to do next. Every chance you get, remember that we live on planet Earth, a beautiful blue ball in a little corner of a vast galaxy in an infinite universe. Make decisions based on intuition. In order to be able to make decisions based on your intuition, you first need to relax enough so that you can hear it. Intuition is direct knowing without referring to logical thinking. It is to live from your authentic self. You are not using your intuition, for example, if you don't follow your true passion because you think it can't bring you money. In fact, all decisions based around or because of money is to act from a place of fear, and that's not how we'll make that leap to new evolutionary ways of being. Times are changing. Businesses now must increase corporate consciousness if they want to survive. It is no longer about who pays the most or how to get a pension plan. It is about being fulfilled and working on creative projects that get you excited, and where you can follow your bliss and contribute from that unique place that is yours and not from what someone else wants, needs, thinks you're good at. I urge business shareholders to think about evolutionary bottom lines rather than just financial ones. And, I strongly urge employees to use their intuition when looking for a job. Only follow your heart. Once more and more people start living from a place of excitement and love, the faster the tipping point will occur. We are all here to execute our existential plan for this lifetime. Slow down and listen to yours, I guarantee it will make you 10 times happier. Apply psychosomatic principles to treat every illness. It is said that 97% of all diseases or illnesses are psychosomatic in nature. A psychosomatic illness occurs when you disconnect from your spirit's essence. If you treat the spiritual, emotional disconnection that triggered your disease, you will heal the illness. In other words, if you understand the root cause and gain the power to change your beliefs, you can undo the havoc and begin to heal. This is how spontaneous remissions, healings occur. You have hemorrhoids? Google hemorrhoids, psychosomatic reason and sift through the emotional cause for your discomfort. Often, you just need to become aware of the disconnection to rectify, unintended semi-pun here, the situation. We have incarnated in this dimension and on this timeline to experience what it means to be on the leading edge of evolution. To live with purpose and to go beyond our limited selves to higher states, dimensions, realms of existence and push the boundaries of consciousness.